Additionally, we've seen a lot of concern in the news this past week about EPA's decision to issue an enforcement discretion policy under which EPA will exercise enforcement discretion for certain instances of environmental noncompliance that result directly from the COVID-19 outbreak and not seek civil penalties for certain violations of routine compliance monitoring, tank testing, sampling, laboratory analysis, training and reporting, and certification obligations where EPA agrees that COVID-19 is the cause and the source of the company has provided supporting documentation to support that need. However, what may be appropriate at the federal level may be different at the local level, a fact that EPA's policy recognizes. Through a combination of telework and social distancing, APCD continues its mission of protecting air quality in Louisville. The health and well-being of our community, our board, and our employees is our top priority. We are actively monitoring the coronavirus situation and have developed a coordinated strategy across our agency to address the situation as it evolves. The Louisville Air Monitoring Network continues normal operations and is being maintained. Air monitoring data is available in real time at Louisville Air Watch. Odor, dust, and open burn complaints are still being taken and investigated, though direct person-to-person contact is being avoided. Permits are being drafted and issued, compliance is being monitored, and enforcement is taken where appropriate. With the exception of the extension of time for filing the two reports above, APCD expects all regulated sources to continue to take all steps necessary to ensure continued compliance with all APCD regulations and permit requirements to protect the health and safety of Louisvillians and the environment. Also want to bring you up to date on an important aspect of our work that's continuing. The multi-pollutant stakeholder group process is moving forward and largely on track within the goal time frame. The 5 working committees, Point Source, Area Source, Mobile Source, Health, and Outreach and Education, have completed their work to develop recommendations. The full MPSG and all committee participants are being invited back to a pair of reconvening meetings on April 6th and April the 13th to hear those recommendations along with an overview of each of the committee's work. These meetings will be held via WebEx, and feedback on the committee's recommendations will be sought following each meeting using an online survey tool. The MPSG team will incorporate this feedback into a report of the MPSG process and outcomes, which will be released and posted on our website in May. And then lastly, I would like to commend the entire APCD staff. They have responded to this situation like the dedicated professionals that they are. I am incredibly humbled by their commitment and resolve to do the important work of this agency, and I am proud to be their co-worker. Chairman Hilton, that concludes the director's report.
Thank you, Mr. Talley. Are there any questions from any board members?
Not from me.
No questions.
Thank you. Yes.
No questions.
Okay, thank you.
Chairman Hilton, could we check with Director Talley if there were any written comments received?
Are there any written comments?
We received this one from Susan Clark.
We do have one from Susan Clark, and I will read it for the board.
Okay.
This was received Tuesday, March 31st. I want to encourage the board to extend the April 15th deadline for emission inventory and Title V certification. These reports are challenging to complete during the course of normal operations. They are extremely difficult to complete in a remote setting, away from the documentation that must be consulted for an accurate portrayal of emissions and compliance. Therefore, most environmental professionals are having to go to their places of business to get them done. The governor has asked us to stay at home to stay healthy. An extension of the deadline past the anticipated peak of the COVID-19 will allow environmental professionals to safely complete these reports in a remote setting without jeopardizing their health and the health of those around them. Thank you for your consideration. Susan Clark, Senior Environmental Engineer, Lubrizol Advanced Materials, Inc., the Louisville plant. That is all that we have received, Chairman.
Okay, well, thank you. That's a good question because I think most of those emission reports are mandated by federal rule, aren't they? Or is that state rule?
Those are federal.
Federal?
Yes,
And
and district, yes.
we'll be posting that extension on the COVID-19 part of our webpage.
Okay, and I was just informed, we will be posting the extensions that I outlined earlier from from April 15th to May 15th will be posted on our webpage today.
Okay, very good.
Those will be available to entities taking a look at our website.
Very good. Thank you. The air quality data, the enforcement status report, and the excess emission report, the complaint and investigation status report were all submitted electronically to all the board members. Are there any questions? Or
Not for me.
Any?
No questions.
Thank you. Before I leave, I just want to thank all the board members and others that are on this teleconference. Thank you for your participation. I know it's a little different for all of us, but just try to be safe and let's abide by the health and government guidelines that they have given all of us. And again, I think we'll get through this. And again, thank you for your participation. Based on that, I will now adjourn this special meeting of the board. And again, thank you for your participation and stay safe and wash your hands. Thank you.
Thank you, Carl.
Yes.
I said thank you, Carl. Bye-bye.
Well, I'd like to thank all you guys for taking the time and also for Andy to set this up for us and Stacy. Without their help, I would have been lost. So
Thank you.
thank you very much.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.